Donald Trump is the scum of the earth. And the only way I would not believe that Donald Trump is the scum of the earth is if Donald Trump himself told me he was the scum of the earth, because then I would know he was lying about it and somebody else was the scum of the earth.
You know, the structure of covering politics is you compare an apple and an orange, and they have different attributes, but they're both fruits, and you can take your pick. In this case, we have something more like an apple and some rancid meat, excuse the expression.
I'm sorry, is Donald Trump the rancid meat?
He's the rancid meat. And in all sorts of ways. I mean, it's conspiracy thinking and racism. There are all sorts of things that are outside the norm of what we've accepted in American politics.
This was a white lash. This was a white lash against a changing country. It was a white lash against a black president.
Trump does not discriminate when it comes to news outlets. He has blackballed the right-leaning National Review and the left-leaning Mother Jones.
Were it the choice, I would sooner and happily vote for a third term of George W. Bush rather than 5 minutes of President Donald Trump.
The Washington Post, of course, is neutral, Scott, but Trump argues that the paper famed for exposing the Watergate scandal is, quote, phony and dishonest.
These are not words of sanity. These are the rages and the boasts and the madness that we have seen throughout history. Saddam Hussein, Mussolini, Fidel Castro, Mao Zedong, Stalin, Pol Pot, Bin Laden, Hitler.
It's very easy to have a simplistic view that he was all awful for Cuba and the world, and I just don't think that's accurate.
But it's still one of those nations where you see donkey carts alongside cars, trucks, and buses in downtown Havana, because that's exactly what they'd rather have for transportation.
I think that the Cubans have a tremendous sense of pride over his legacy, and I think that he will be remembered fondly.
How smart is he? What's the sense of that? Is he one of our brightest presidents?
He passed that baton. He did it with such generosity, as I say, when he invoked the audacity of hope, all of the spirit, all of the creativity of his own brilliant speech writing. His gift is unique. I don't think we've ever had a president, save Lincoln, who is as great a speechwriter as this man.
I think so, and I think, and it has the pluses and minuses of that.
Exactly right. I'm asking from a real standpoint.
A keen, I think it's a keen analytical intelligence.
I read somewhere that what you've done with your climate change plan is the most significant thing any single human being has ever done to protect the planet.
Well, you know...
And that's amazing, because there are so many skeptics out there.
Don't believe everything you see and hear tonight. We hopefully will be the purveyors of truth and justice.
There's a troll-like quality to Cruz. He operates below the level of human life.
There's a lot of people out there who think the liberal press wants Hillary Clinton to win.
Yeah, I've heard that, but I don't think... I've never bought that. You know, having covered the White House through Democrat, Jimmy Carter, and Reagan following.
For as long as we can remember and seeing you in the spotlight, you have been fighting for others.
I think Hillary's getting a pretty tough press, and I think she will continue to get a pretty tough press because she is powerful now.
I think that if you look at Hillary Clinton's qualifications, I mean, my God, you know, since the founding fathers, has anyone tried to run for president with more on their resume?
Last night when you took stage in Sacramento, there was a woman standing next to me who was absolutely sobbing. And she said, you know, it's time. It's past time. And you see the women, you see people here. And people just come up to you and they get tears in their eyes.
Right.
Do you feel the weight of what this means?
John Quincy Adams, maybe.
Maybe John Quincy Adams, true, Jefferson Adams. I think you have to go back, like, literally to the 18th century to find somebody with a more packed resume than Hillary Clinton.
I want to ask you about a moment at the town hall the other day. A young man, a Bernie Sanders supporter, stood up and said, young people don't trust you.
I've heard from quite a few people my age that they think you're dishonest.
And when he said that, I winced. And I was wondering, you've obviously been in tough battles, political battles, but do you get your feelings hurt sometimes?